Audi number 98 now with Andrea Piccini at the wheel of it, out of La Source. And a replay here of drama for Piccini coming through the bus stop. He gets tagged by the Porsche in the hands of Fabio Spergi, and that turns him around. Piccini gets going, but that's cost him over 11 seconds, and with damage, Spergi's Porsche heading down the pit road now. Now things are starting to look pretty good here for the Audi team. Number 99 leading the way, but for 98, let's have a look from outside and see what happened. It looked like the Porsche was thinking about going for the pit lane, clipped the Audi as it came across the road, and the Porsche has got quite a bit of damage on the front of the car. Andrea Piccini rejoining after a pit stop, and rejoining very slowly indeed. Now he's gone over the pit lane exit line. In theory, he should be up to a proper race pace at this point, but he's going very, very slowly indeed. And the car's almost at walking pace. He's going to have to get out of the way here because there's traffic behind him, look. One of the Vita 4-1 Ferraris being impeded. Piccini does just limp out of the way. I think that was Andrea Bertolini's Ferrari that started from the pit lane. Well, Timo Scheider in number 33 working his way now up the order. And with the problems for number 98, this car is going to be up into second place. Piccini has stopped, look, leaving the pit lane. He's got the car going once more, but slowly. It's almost like he's gone into limp home mode. It looks as though Piccini may have been on the radio to the team. Perhaps they've suggested one or two things he can try, but that's not the poise of a man who's going to be on a flat-out lap here. It's just giving the impression that he's going to drive it round and let the team try and go to work and see what they can do to the car. So Andrea Piccini losing time then as he crawls round the lap, but big dramas then for the Audi Sports Team Phoenix squad, as there the Belgian Audi Club 33 of Timo Scheider rejoins after a pit stop. And a big blow up there. That's Mark Hayek in the Lamborghini. The championship sponsor has had an engine let go in the biggest possible fashion. That's both of Hans Reiter's cars gone within effectively the first 3 hours of the race now. Absolutely extraordinary. Another leading car out of the Pro Cup has gone, this time up in smoke, and Hans Reiter just can't believe it. One with an engine failure, one after a big accident, and the mechanics aren't disappointed. They are absolutely livid. All their effort has come to nothing so early in the race. Now the smoke is settling, the car's out of harm's way, so we should be able to get through this without the necessity for another safety car period. But Mark Hayek, very disappointed indeed. A quick driver these days, Mark, one of the leading lights within the Pro-Am Cup. And yet another car parked by the side of the road. The 888 Porsche that was leading early on in the hands of Christian Menzel. Now that's come into the pit lane, and this does not bode well. Look, mechanics peering into the engine. And the car run by the very experienced team of Olaf Manthey. But this, early in the race, is something they could well do without. So the complexion of the race just keeps on shuffling, and now up into the lead has come number 99. This is the car that was started by Marc Bossang, Christopher Hasse and Frank Schlipper, the other drivers of this car, all of them experienced of GT racing, of long distance racing. Christopher Hasse, for example, a former GT3 European champion. And it's very much becoming a battle of Audis and between the two teams, because you've got the Team Phoenix cars heading here, the Team WRT Belgian Audi Club entry, with Timo Scheider, Matthias Ekstrom and Greg Franchi, the drivers. Matthias Ekstrom, somebody who has tackled the Nürburgring 24 hours 6 times in the past, but he's used to the Spa 24, and one of the Porsches there having run off the road. That was a Blanchimont. That's the De Lorenzi racing car, I think, out of the Cup class. Sergio Negroni, Stefano Crotti, Roberto Fecchio and Giorgio Pioda, the drivers, and it gets back onto the circuit and then crab-like tries to battle its way towards the pit lane, but looks like something has broken on that car to pitch it off the road in the first place. Now there, the Mercedes SLS AMG running very strongly at the moment. You've got these cars within the Pro Cup and the Pro-Am category as well, but as 43 has had a spin, that looks like the BMW in the hands of David Hart, the Dutchman. Back into the race now, the car he shares with Simon Knapp and Jeroen den Boer. Those Mercedes, as I say, looking well placed, and the best of them, Mike Hesselmans, Anthony Kumpen and Koen Wouters, running in the top 10 at the moment. There it is. Mike Hesselmans is doing the first stint in this car, and the winner of the event with Anthony Kumpen, in fact 2 years ago, and Koen Wouters, the third driver of the car, you saw arriving pre-race in the helicopter with Bob Sinclair. Musician, racing driver, actor, TV personality in the Benelux countries. So a real hero is Koen Wouters, and a very quick racing driver to boot. 38, another of these rapid Black Falcon Racing Ram Mercedes, and this is the car to watch, I think, within the Pro-Am Cup. Another Mercedes arrives having missed out Les Combes, though. Which one was that? 54. Now that car is another possible candidate for a class win, with a former Monaco Grand Prix winner, Olivier Panis, as one of the drivers. Nicolas Lapierre, very much a single-seater star a few years ago, is another quick driver, and then two gentleman races just to balance things out against some of the other cars in the Pro-Am Cup. So two very quick drivers, two not-so-quick drivers. Really, it's going to be fascinating to see how this car fares against other opposition in the Pro-Am Cup over the course of 24 hours of the race here at Spa. You can see the way the standings lie at the moment, but number 98, Andrea Piccini, has got the car up to a proper pace once again, but we have had news now that it is a gearbox problem, and Andrea Piccini thinks that he has lost second gear. Now, for the moment, he's being able to drive around the problem, but look, he's in danger of going a lap down now. He is being caught on track by the sister car, number 99. Greg Franchi now at the wheel of the number 33 Audi, up into second place, and this car going great guns at the moment. So we've got Audi's first and second, but from two different teams. This inter-design contest is going on within the Audi camp, and all of this being overseen by Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich. He's in the pit lane. Let's hear from him with Hayley Coxon.
Dr. Ulrich, there's been some fantastic racing delivered by your drivers already, and also many challenges along the way. I understand that 32 did have a delayed pit stop.
Yeah, we had with two of our cars already quite some troubles. We had already 3 tire failures with punctures, driving over pieces lying on the racetrack. Yeah, we had a suspension problem on one of the cars, but the car number 33 and the car number 99 are running really well, and at present they are in the lead. So yeah, I mean, we're in the early stage of the race. There is so much going to come. It's important to stay out of trouble, as always, if there is a long-distance race.
And does 98 still have gearbox issues?
One car is missing the second gear, but okay, as long as they can go lap times, we continue.
Thank you.
Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich then, updating on Audi's progress, and just to make the point that number 32, the other Belgian Audi Club entry, has had a lengthy pit stop after suspension damage. Stefan Ortelli hit the back of the Mercedes of Thomas Jaeger up at Les Combes, and that did a bit of damage to the car. It got progressively worse, they had to pit, and that has cost them about 30 minutes, and so the number 32 Audi now has tumbled a long way down the order. Now to 21st place is the Audi. You're looking at the McLaren though here. This is the car in the Pro-Am Cup, and a fantastic looking and sounding car is the McLaren. This is very much a public test really for the McLaren team, to try and make sure that when the customers get the cars next year, all the growing pains will have been long behind them. Another Audi with a problem though, that's Eddie Cheever's car. Of all the places to park, look at that, right in front of the Audi banner, but Eddie Cheever has got a big problem. The United Autosports car has stranded itself out on the circuit. Let's hear from one of his co-drivers, Mark Blundell.
Mark, can you provide an update on the Audi?
To be honest, I'm not really too sure. I understand from the guys in the garage that the engine stopped and he can't restart it. So, just trying to see if there's a procedure we can go through. Eddie's trying to do everything in the cockpit, but not good. We've had a very troublesome race, and I think we're already 10 laps behind the leaders.
Thank you.
And it certainly doesn't bode well, because if that car is parked by the side of the road and the driver walks away from it, it will be declared a retirement. Now there's number 50 Ferrari going a little bit slowly. Matt Griffin led at the end of the first hour. And why is it going slowly is the question. It's because it's been through the gravel. Jack Gerber is at the wheel of the car. He's run out of road down at the right-hander campus, where the educational centre building is. Been through the gravel, back onto the circuit. And we have the safety car being deployed once more, and that is because there are quite a few cars in awkward places around the circuit. So the race director taking the chance now for a general clean-up operation. As into the pit lane comes number 98. And this is the car that Marcel Fassler, Andrea Piccini and Mike Rockenfeller share. Great to have Rocky back racing after his huge accident at Le Mans. And of course a former Le Mans winner knows all about winning long distance races. It's not going well for United Autosports. There you can see Johnny Herbert's 23 car in the garage. They've got an intermittent electrical problem, we understand, and that's what's delaying the car. Can they get to the bottom of it? Well, the concert is in full swing, but the mechanics in the pit lane have no time to look at that. They're very busy indeed, particularly for the United Autosports team, headed, of course, by Richard Dean.
Richard, it's been great to see you racing in the Audi R8 once again. You have been experiencing some issues. Can you give us an update on the cars?
Well, I wish I could give you an absolute accurate one, but there's some electrical issue that we've got that keeps cutting in when we're out on the track, and we have to do a sort of a reboot, which is not ideal out on the circuit, which is literally an ignition off and back on again, and it keeps recurring. Safety car's out, so we took the opportunity to bring it in the garage because we were about ready for a brake change anyway, so we thought we'll do a garage brakes and then just try and get to the bottom of this electrical issue, because we're slightly nervous that something happens on track and we can't get the car back. So people cleverer than me are plugged into the car at the moment, and we're just tracing the fault there. But I don't think it's terminal. We're just going to have a little bit of a lengthier stop now to ensure we don't have a terminal stop out on the track, but hopefully we're on top of it.
We're racing again in the Spa 24 Hours, and there's somebody off. That's Mike Hezemans, who's had a big accident heading up towards the Courpoul Frère, and the Mercedes has bounced off the barrier, and that looks like another leading car that was running in the top 10 is going to be a retirement, because that was a big impact off the barrier. And Mike Hezemans, the winner here 2 years ago, looks as though he is going no further. The Mercedes parked by the side of the road, and now in the darkness Audi leads the way with Marc Bossang at the wheel of the number 99 R8 LMS ahead of the Team WRT R8 in second spot. It's becoming an enthralling Spa 24 Hours with a 1-2 for Audi. A lot can happen during the night in a 24-hour race. A lot has happened in the darkness here at Spa-Francorchamps. Significantly, the race leading Audi, driven by Christopher Haase, crashing out. And that means that we now have a different Audi in the lead, the car of Timo Scheider, Matthias Ekstrom and Greg Franchi. But all around the circuit, there are cars parked, just proving how tough a race it has been. The United Autosports Audi out yesterday evening. Tim Mullen's Ferrari out after a big fire. And there are plenty more scattered around the Ardennes forest. Out of 62 starters, we've now lost over 20 cars, mainly through mechanical maladies more than accidents. But this Audi has not missed a beat. And with a lap's worth of an advantage now, Timo Scheider, Matthias Ekstrom and Greg Franchi lead the way ahead of the BMW Z4 in the hands of Edward Sandstrom, Dirk Werner and Claudia Hergen, a car that was 49th on the grid, but has really done a great job working its way into contention. It's Scheider at the wheel of the leading car. You're riding with him. Team WRT Belgian Audi Club. Audi then out of the La Source hairpin, storms past the endurance pits, and Timo Scheider comfortably now in the lead of the race. Just over 6.5 hours to go as he flashes through a Rouge. Here in the pit lane is the car that leads the Pro-Am Cup. Andrea Bertolini, Michael Bartels, Nick Homerson and Louis Machiels, the drivers of the Vita 4-1 Ferrari 458, the sort of car that won at Navarra. Now, Andrea Bertolini brought it in. They've refueled it. They put new tyres on the car. And this is looking good, not only for an overall finish, but also significantly for them for a class win. Bartels and Bertolini trying to help customers Homerson and Machiel score points in the Pro-Am Cup. However, engine cover goes up. There's a problem. There's a problem for the class-leading Ferrari. Look, the Vita 4-1 technicians peering in. And Ferrari engineers on the way as well, with a laptop. So clearly a big problem. Bertolini gets out of the car. First Grand Pan Endurance Series race of the year for Andrea, but he's been a race winner in the Superstars Series this year for Maserati.